Thank you so much, man, for coming on the platform, for joining me here on this Thursday, this lovely Thursday. Again, this is the Low Theory episode 9. I got G-Eyez in the building joining me live. From where you at? You in Cambridge, Massachusetts?
Reporting live from CMB. You heard?
CMB. Salute to everybody from that area for sure. Yes, sir. Fisher College. Listen, let's get it cracking, man. For those, on the platform who might not be familiar with you, maybe even your fans might not be familiar with the history of Geyez. Me and you, we go back to the college era, and when I heard your music, you were actually creating music in Texas. Mm-hmm. Briefly talk about that Texas music stint that you had.
So I mean, to be honest, bro, that's really where I started music at. For me, I can't speak for Texas as a whole. I can speak for Houston, which is where I have my experience at. But Houston was first off, it's a beautiful city. Big shout out H-Town, South Side, stand up, we in the building. Houston was a very multicultural city at the time I was living there. I mean, it still is, but at the time that I was there, it was just very multifaceted, all cultures, walks of life. But one thing I can tell you about Houston is independently, their music hustle is, it's probably second to none. You know what I'm saying? Really the South. I mean, if we really want to be real about it. But that was a personal experience. And outside of just the independent hustle that I picked up from there, the Houston is known as, for those who are not familiar, probably one of the biggest freestyle capitals.
Mm-hmm.
And just off the top, it's a big freestyle city. And big shout out and rest in peace, DJ Screw. That comes from that whole DJ Screw era of them dudes, sipping lean, popping pills, slowing up the music, and just freestyling for hours at a time, and then chopping and screwing it. And that kind of bled into the culture, you know what I'm saying? And so what ended up happening for me at the time where I was coming up, I started off rapping over them sort of things, rapping over DJ Screw beats with my homies, you know what I'm saying? Chilling and drinking and smoking and just vibing out. And what I realized at the time is because I was exposed to so much different music, meaning I was listening to Scarface and I was bumping Wu-Tang Clan. I was doing Tupac and Boot Camp Click. You know what I'm saying? Like it was whereas when I would come out to the East Coast, they was only knocking East Coast. They was like, what? You listening to who? What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like they was literally like, nah, we don't even, if dudes ain't rapping, we not even paying it no mind, fam. Like they wasn't even really jacking West Coast.
Right.
And like Snoop or Dre. Like other than that, you know what I'm saying? It was all East Coast. So I got a chance at a young age to be able to be exposed to Southern music, West Coast, because in Houston, they predominantly listen to Southern music, which is really Houston music, and West Coast music. So when I was, out that side, I was getting that element. And when I was on the East Coast, I was getting the Illmatics, the Reasonable Doubts, you know what I'm saying? Just the quintessential East Coast.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely. And I think that your sound is very unique. Like, you're talking about that early influence in Houston and also having that influence in the East Coast. But when people listen to your music, they can't really pinpoint where you're at. You have a unique sound, which is a great thing. So I love how you balance both aspects. There was a slight rumor when we were coming up with you in college that you had dated one of the Destiny's Child members.
Yeah, I that rumor was bigger than college. That rumor stemmed from the hood. Like that's a
listen, can you tell people what I'm talking about? Because that was hilarious.
Yeah, so it's a long story, man, but
make it short.
I because this, all this stuff is tracked now. This will be, I plan on being one of the greatest of all time. So this will be look back at.
And that's why I said, it will be.
This will look back at. So let me make sure I phrase this properly.
Okay.
All right. So my time in Houston, one of the Destiny, I guess we should say children, right? One of the Destiny children went to my church at the time when I was a kid growing up, bro. And I never dated this girl, you know what I'm saying? It was never like that. But, with Cambridge, you know what I'm saying, where I'm from, big shout out CMB. As a youngin', man, you start to tell these stories and they start to grow a life of their own, right? So, for me telling people, I went to church with such and such, it's somehow spun years later into I dated this person and
right. Right.
And so yeah, I did get a chance to meet this individual, years before the success would pop off for that individual. Obviously, a long time before I would get here. But yeah, I did have some small, very, 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 very minute run-ins with the individual. But no, it was not what they said it was. But you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you though. When the rumor started in Cambridge and it started to kind of take a life of its own, I didn't co-sign it, but I also didn't really deny it after a while because it started to have a life of its own. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So, I mean, what I'll say is I plead the fifth regarding that. I plead the fifth.
And listen, on the low theory, right? We're all about music. We're all about stories. I want people to learn things that they've never learned about you. So I think that's one thing that people outside of Cambridge might not have known. And it was a pretty big deal. People were like, what? What's going on? But let's get off that topic, though.
Yeah.
We don't have to name names.
Yeah.
Last week, right, there was a particular album that came out. It was called So Close Yet So Far. Your album. Let's talk. Look at that. Show that merch, man. Let me see that hoodie.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about
the album. Listen, tell me about the features. Tell me about the overall theme, production, anything you want to plug about this beautiful album. And please, if anybody's listening, go to all digital streaming platforms and download it right now.
Right now. And make sure y'all share that live, man. Yo, G, I see you in the room. CZ, I see you. Share that live ASAP. No Rocky. No, you dig? So the project, man, so close yet so far. The
rollout was beautiful.
I mean, thank you, man. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I feel like I'm just in a great space right now musically. I released 2 packs kind of leading up to the project. So essentially what I was doing is putting out 2 songs, 2 videos per month. Then I collectively took those songs and put them together as a whole, added some additional records as well. And that essentially made the album. Every song, with the exception of one of the songs, Uneducated, has videos too, which I'm actually in the talks with the homie Jag, which you asked about features, to try to put something together on the West Coast in about a month from now for a visual for that to kind of complete the whole round out. But to answer your question, in terms of features, Grammy award-winning 88 Keys from the lead single off the project, which is called Real Ones, featuring my dog Strange Art. And we just put out that video last week. We're running into some tech issues for all those who may be locked in. And so we actually just ended up with, we're going to do an official re-release next week of the video, but it is out now on a backup page right now until we're able to get these YouTube tech issues complete. But yeah, man, 88 Keys is on the project. Big shout out to West Coast. Got my homie Jag on the project. Super dope West Coast lyricist. He been in this battle rapper bag lately. So check him out. Of course, I got the team on there. Track 12, Strange Art, Natalia, and some really dope production. Dope Boys Music, Kofi Cooks. It's my best work to date. And the scary part is is I'm like 100 songs in and I'm ready to drop the next one like tomorrow, bro. That's
Let's
the
go. I
I mean,
love that. Listen, I love the rollout because what you did was, like you just said, you incorporated a visual with the audio. So every song you get a video, which is great. So people can go to YouTube right now, search for G-Eyez, and you can see the video for each song when you download it. But not only that, the production on it is very relevant, but the lyrics, in my opinion, are very, some of them are very conscious, very in tune with what's going on with the world right now. You're speaking facts, the history, what you've been through. So especially real ones. That's one of my favorite songs. One real quick thing, I wrote this down too. Kind of unrelated because I know that you're into rhymes. Can you tell me who said this real quick?
yeah.
Um, I understand that there's that the rules must acknowledge this. I never got to school with a scholarship. Still envision heavy jewels, custom polish whips, and cribs on hills so high the views are astonishing. Do you know who said that?
Of course, that's the kid. You know what I'm saying? That's the kid. That's the kid. Yeah, I mean,
That's on the song Uneducated. Great track, man. But how did you get that? For those who don't know about 88 Keys, 88 Keys won his Grammy from the song that he produced for Jay-Z and Kanye, No Church in the Wild. How did you get that beat from him, being an independent artist?
yeah. So another big, alley oop dog. I gotta shout out my dog VS, aka Freddie Lowe, on the check in. Yeah, now big facts, man. I want to say a special shout out to you, bro. And I think we talked about this offline. You kind of you not only did you throw the alley, for me to be able to get my Dominique Wilkins in, but you also then after I did the Dominique, you ran to the side, pulled out the camera, and was like, I'm also gonna highlight the moment as you do the Dominique. So I'm gonna throw you the alley. I'm gonna run to the side. I'm gonna get the camera, and right as you're about to, I'm gonna catch it so the whole world can see it, bro. I couldn't. You know what I mean? Come on, fam. Come on. VS, that you're a coach. You're a coach and a player. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, man, you're the homie. Whatever I can do to help and assist, man, I'm here for you. You already know that, man. You already know that, man. And it's a wonderful track. When I heard it, I was just like, whoa. When that saxophone or those horns came in, beautiful. And the video's dope.
Big shout out my dog Tim Hall. So low key, man. I not to take anything from the Grammy Award winning legendary 88 Keys. But I probably should have gotten some sort of production credit with that. You know what I'm saying? Because the beat that he sent me didn't have the sax on it.
Okay.
Super dope track. Don't get it confused. But when I got to the studio to do some final mixing on it and to add the final touches, I felt like there was an element that was missing. And I'm listening to it and I'm hearing it and I'm like, yo, I don't know, something's missing. I'm telling the engineer. And I'm like, yo, you know what's missing? A saxophone. And he's like, oh, that's a great idea, G. So it just so happens the engineer plays the trumpet. So he's like, well, I play the trumpet. I can do something for you with that. And I'm like, nah, fam, I don't hear the trumpet, bro. I hear a saxophone. So he's like, all right. Coincidentally, G, I was in the studio 2 days ago with my boy Tim Hall from Still Gold. So for anybody who don't know who Still Gold is, super dope, super duper dope. I would call him like a hip hop rock band.
Mo Pope.
Exactly. So Tim Hall, by the way, who plays the saxophone, who's also in the video, is one of the main members in Still Gold. He's the saxophone player. And so what happened is he was like, yo, I was just in the studio a couple of days ago with Still Gold. My man Tim Hall plays the saxophone. He's got some really dope stuff that he did that didn't make the song that we cut. That it's got some extra saxophone notes that they just might fit this beat, bro. But we gotta sift through it and see what fits. So I'm like, hell yeah, let's try it out, bro. So he pulls up the session and he starts playing me just a cappella of Tim Hall playing. Now at this time, Tim don't even know I'm hearing his vocals. His saxophone. He don't know. He don't know nothing about this. So we're going through his whole saxophone his notes, and I'm listening to key parts, and I find the parts that sync well with the beat, and I'm like, yo, that part, yeah, take that part, yeah, take that part, and we just kind of puzzled it and put it together, and what you have now is a finished product that, of course, is fully produced by 88 Keys. But big shout out my dog Tim Hall from Still Gold. Definitely put that. He definitely put that icing on the cake for me. Real talk. Real talk.
Wonderful, man. You definitely deserve the co-producing credits. I didn't know that. And so for everybody who's listening, that song is the last song on the album. So if you're understanding the story, go peep it. It's the last song on the album. Now listen, let's sidetrack because we don't have too much time, G. I got a couple quick kind of questions for you.
Yep.
Ready or Die or Illmatic?
Illmatic. Illmatic is probably the most influential album in my childhood. Illmatic, big shout out my big cousin Leon. Illmatic really changed my life, bro. You know, like at the time I had heard Illmatic, it just did something for me. I didn't become a rapper at that time, but what Illmatic did for me was it opened up. It just opened up a place for me. I can't, I fully, one
Right.
day when I get a chance to speak to the GOAT, man, Nas, I really want to give him his flowers, man, because that album changed my life, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I was too young to really, like I said, to grasp what it did for me at the time. But in hindsight and retrospect, thinking back on it, I believe that album, it kind of opened up a place for me musically that I didn't know existed. And when I was exposed to that level of creativity, that level of lyricism, the rawness, that introspective street life that he was painting at that time, and I was such a young and impressionable kid at that time. That album was like when the light bulb flashes.
Right.
That album was the light bulb flash for me. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It was years before I would start to make music, but that album definitely was life changing for me.
Definitely.
Yeah.
No, and both of them are incredible albums.
Big
Now,
big shout out Notorious B.I.G. Ready to Die was an incredible album. Definitely on my list of classics. But you asked me a question, I just had to give a direct answer.
No, for sure. Now, developing your album, So Close Yet So Far, did you have any Spanish food from Izzys?
I definitely did. And so big shout out Izzys. Big shout out my man Izzy. Big shout out his son, his daughter. I've been going to that restaurant since I was a kid, man. I'm from the port, C&B to be exact. I'm literally from the projects directly across the street from Izzys. So big shout out all my peoples in Washington Elms.
Washington Elms.
That's where I'm from. So that Puerto Rican restaurant was probably my first experience with Puerto Rican food. Probably one of my first experiences with just general Latin Americans in general. The
incredible food.
Yeah.
That's dope.
And
anytime I'm in Cambridge, I have to go there.
Got it.
Before we end this, G, I got two last things for you, right? I'm gonna ask you one question, and after this question, I want you to plug where they can find you on all media outlets, because I want people to tap into you, because get with this man right now, because your stock price is only going up at this point.
Understood.
Big facts.
Yeah.
So the last question I want to ask you before you plug what you got going on is right now, hypothetically, right? Let's say budget isn't even a thing, and you can get your top 3 producers to work on your next album. Who would your top 3 choices of producers be?
First would be Justice League. Second would be I was just talking. I was actually just mentioning them to you the other day. I'm having a brain fart.
What they do? What track? Maybe I might be able to help you.
They got a bunch of stuff, but they've been doing a lot of stuff with Nipsey off Nipsey's last album. Man. It's two dudes.
No, it's not Just Blaze. Whoever said that, it's not Just Blaze.
Yeah. Somebody in the room help me. AP, I see you.
It's cool. Go to your third one. Go to your next one.
The next one would be
you said Justice League.
Justice League. Damn, I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I can't think of these guys' names because it's gonna make me mad. I can't think of them, bro. But yeah, I would say Justice League. I would say I would really like something from Just Blaze. To be honest, he would actually be somebody super dope.
Harry Fraud.
I love Harry Fraud.
Cool and Dre, Greg said. Old Kanye, they said.
I love old Kanye. I love Cool and Dre. Yo, I cannot think. I mean, 1500 and Nothing is another one.
Boy Wonder.
Oh man.
Boy Wonder.
You know who I might cook, and no slights at the big homie. I know he's the biggest in the game, but yo, I really feel like me and 40 would cook up something stupid too.
You and 40 definitely would. Hit Boy.
Oh my God. Oh, wait, there it is right there. So Justice League, Hit Boy, and the third I can't think of the name, bro.
But he could be the third, but you'll throw the fourth to 40.
Yeah, I'll throw the fourth to 40, yo. I throw the fourth to 40.
Yeah. Word up. G-Eyez, man. Listen, I appreciate you jumping on the platform on the Low Theory. We keep it short and concise. Tell everybody where they can find you. Tell everybody where they can get the new album, your YouTube, everything. Plug it. It's your time.
Yeah. So listen, man, tap in. It's your man, Geyez. New album, So Close Yet So Far, is available now on all digital streaming platforms. I'm talking about Spotify. I'm talking about Tidal. I'm talking about Apple Music. All of the above. My backlight. There we go. We backlit. The new video is also out as well. As I had mentioned earlier, we were running into some tech issues. We back now. We got a backup page lit. So go to my page. The links are directly in my bio to get the album, to look at the new video, to catch all the different interviews, etc., press, and all my social media. I also got a new website coming soon. As you guys can see, we got the merch line. We're going to be expanding on the merch line. We're doing tracksuits. We're doing clothes for ladies. We got socks, underwear, drawers. We expanding the line. And then also, there's a couple other events lined up. I got a few different shows lined up that's coming real soon. I'm working on right now another listening party. So we did a private listening event. I'm currently working on a public listening event that when I actually get out of this interview, I'm going to a meeting right after this to talk about another listening party I'm doing from here. And then I'll be jumping on the road. I'll be touching down in Houston. I'll be touching down in Vegas for a show on June 4th and June 5th. Big shout out Capital Front Booking. And then I'll be touching down in LA to do an activation. So I got a West Coast run coming. At some point, I'm gonna try to touch down to AZ, come check you out. So I mean, we working, bro. We working, man. We working. You know what I mean?
Beautiful, man. Keep it up, man. Seriously, keep up the consistency. Everybody, if you're not following him, follow him now. Get his music, and if you're listening to the podcast in the future, download it. Trust me, it's something you don't want to miss out on. G-Eyez, thank you for joining the Low Theory, my brother.
Love.
Salute. Peace.
Bro, I see you.